It's time to put your guys' taste to the test once again. Today, I'm going to be reacting and re-ranking, reordering your guys' top 5 albums of all time. I've done this a couple times before. So yeah, we're going to hop into it. First one here is from Lorenzo Music. We got Bringing It All Back Home at 1, Bitches Brew at 2, Mad Villainy, Glow Part 2, and Apostrophe Frank Zappa at 5. There's a couple of, actually 3 10 out of 10s for me on here. Great list in general. The only one I haven't heard here is Bitches Brew, which is a huge blind spot for me. I do plan to get to it at some point. If I were to re-rank these, I would easily put Glow Part 2 at 1. I would put Apostrophe at 2. 10 out of 10 for me, probably my favorite Zappa record. We'll go Mad Villainy at 3. We'll go Bringing It All Back Home at 4 and Bitches Brew at 5, just because I haven't heard Bitches Brew. But overall, really solid list here. Kind of a sleeper Bob Dylan pick too, but I do prefer that album to albums like Blonde on Blonde and Highway 61. So shout out Lorenzo Music. Next list here is from Miles. Really like this list. Kind of a dreamy, ethereal list, I guess you could say here. A lot of like pretty sounds in these albums. The only one I haven't heard here is High Vision Supercar. I'm not sure what that is. You got the OK Lou in there. Very nice. Kind of a newer album, as well as Ichiku Aoba. That Windswept at Dawn is, a 10 out of 10 for me. Let's re-rank it. We're gonna go Windswept at Dawn at 1. We're gonna go Bluebell Knoll at 2. Kind of a, it's on par with the Cocteau Twins' best work in my opinion. Not quite as good as Heaven or Las Vegas, but still great. We'll go Choke Enough at 3. I think it's definitely a more interesting album than Bloom by Beach House. I'm just not I've never been the biggest Beach House guy. I've reacted to some of their albums, but it's just not something I ever go back to really. So we're going to go Bloom at 4, and then we're going to go the Supercar at 5 because I haven't heard it. But overall, yeah, I get a sense of what you like here. You like yourself some dream pop, some pretty serene, beautiful, ethereal music, and I definitely agree. I love pretty much all of these albums. All right, next up we got Big Slime. Shout out Big Slime. Dude, his profile picture is freaking me out. Introducing at 1, Imaginal Disc, Quebec by Ween at 3. Wow. Volcanic Bird Enemy by Lil Ugly Mane. Cool to see that. And Ex-Military at 5. Kind of a nerdy list, but, to be expected with the videos that I make. You're one of us. This makes sense for sure. Introducing is a 10 for me. Love that record. So we're gonna keep that at 1. We're gonna keep Imaginal Disc at 2. Great pop album from 2 years ago, I think it was. We're gonna go the Lil Ugly Mane at 3. I actually kind of forgot about that album, but I really do love that album. We're gonna go Ex-Military at 4. We're going to go Quebec at 5. I'm not the biggest Ween guy. I've heard a couple Ween albums, and none of them have really clicked with me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Ween guy. I don't know what else to say. So we're going to go Ween at 5. All right, next up here, we got BCAD. Oh, is that that might be like a song structure. It might be a shout out to song structures. I don't know. Pet Sounds at 1, Pinkerton, Ants from Up There, Late Reg, OK Computer. A little bit basic, but you know what? I think my top 5 would be basic as well. If I were to re-rank these, I already know what's going at 5. Pinkerton's going at 5, and it's not even close. What would be 1 out of this? Probably, so Ants from Up There would definitely be 1. Late Reg and OK Computer, that's probably battling for the 2 spot, to be honest. I think I would go OK Computer at 2. I would go Late Reg at 3. I know, crazy to put Late Reg, maybe it's crazy to put that above Pet Sounds, but just a personal taste thing. I think I would rather listen to Late Reg than Pet Sounds. So we'll go Pet Sounds at 4, and then we'll go Pinkerton at 5. I don't know. This list is kind of all over the place. It's kind of throwing me off. I can't really get a sense of who this person is, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you're mysterious. I don't know. Next up, we got Cookies and Cream. We got a Hozier record, Wasteland Baby at 1. Carrie and Lowell, Milk and Kisses. Wow, cool to see Milk and Kisses in there. We'll see a couple Cocteau Twins albums in this video, but cool to see that one. One of their weaker albums, but still has some great tracks on it. Real Key and Heart, I love that track off that album. Siamese Dream at 4, and Brighter Later at 5. This feels like you got some classic names in here, it feels like you're picking like a little bit of like the deeper cuts in terms of albums. Like Milk and Kisses is not the first album you think of when it comes to Cocteau Twins. Same with Brighter Later for Nick Drake. I think it's his weakest album, but it's still pretty great. I mean, I have it on vinyl back there. I still love it. I think what would be number one out of this? I think it's pretty easy. Carrie and Lowell, however you say it, at number one. We'll go Siamese Dream at 2. It's close between that and Brighter Later, but we'll go Siamese Dream at 2. We'll go Brighter Later at 3. We'll go Milk and Kisses at 4. Again, I love Cocteau Twins. It's just one of their weaker records, in my opinion. And then we'll go Wasteland Baby at 5. I listened to that a couple days ago. The vocals are great. The vocals are amazing on that album, but it's just got this like over-the-top stomp and holler feel to a lot of the gospel-tinged tracks on there. So I don't love it. It's occasionally overproduced as well. So we're going to go Hozier at 5. Next up, we got Rafa, 10 Feet Tall. Are you okay, bro? Are you doing okay? This list is rough, man. This list is maybe the most depressing list we're going to see in today's video. From A Basement on the Hill, which is the only one I haven't heard here, but it's Elliott Smith, so we can kind of assume what that is going to sound like and fits with the depressing theme. Like I said, A Promise by Shushu. Horrifying album. Horrifying album cover, too. 1990, Daniel Johnston. Again, just so just distinct and unique and one of a kind, but kind of lonely and sad at the same time. The Glow Part 2. And then Benji by Sun Kill Moon, which has some of the saddest songs you'll ever hear in your life. I hope you're doing okay, bro. I hope you're doing fine. If I were to re-rank these, I mean, Glow Part 2, easily number 1. We would go probably 1990 at 2. I really, really love that. I think I enjoyed 1990 a bit more than Hi, How Are You? I would probably go Benji at 3. I would go A Promise at 4. And then just because I haven't heard the Elliott Smith, we'll go Elliott Smith at 5. Overall, yeah, bro, I hope you're doing okay. All right, next up here, we got Jackson. We got Ziggy Stardust, Abbey Road, Dark Side of the Moon, Pet Sounds, Highway 61. A lot of classics. This list it's a little bit basic. This might be the most basic list we've had so far, but hey, they're classics for a reason. I should probably revisit Ziggy Stardust at some point. It's a Bowie record I kind of just wrote off as not my thing, and then kind of went to other Bowie albums after that. So I should probably revisit that at some point. I don't think I have the most informed opinion about that. But yeah, let's re-rank these. We're gonna go Abbey Road at 1, probably. Highway 61 at 2, or Pet Sounds. It's close between Pet Sounds and Highway 61. We're gonna go Highway 61 at 2. We're gonna go Pet Sounds at 3, Ziggy at 4, and Dark Side of the Moon at 5. I do enjoy some Pink Floyd. I just think Dark Side of the Moon is a little bit overrated, to be honest. I prefer Animals. I prefer metal, to be honest, to Dark Side of the Moon. You got the classics here, but it'd be interesting to see something that lets me know like a little bit about you. I don't get any gauge of who this person is from this top 5. Next up, we got Zayen here. Shout out to Zayen. He's the homie. We got the Sidney Phillips album at 1. I'm so tired of being staunchly. Cornballs by Peggy. We got Lil Ugly Mane. We got Ice Dancer. We got Slide. This, from what I know about Zayen, this just matches perfectly of, what I would expect for a top 5. I listened to the Sidney Phillips. It's probably my least favorite out of this. Just not quite my thing. So we're going to go, let's do it backwards this time. Let's go Sidney Phillips at 5. We'll go Ice Dancer at 4. I just don't think it's my favorite from Blade. It's probably like mid-tier Blade for me. We'll go Cornballs at 3. We'll go Lil Ugly Mane at 2. I really do love that album. And Cornballs is like one of my lesser listened to and least favorite Peggy's. And then we'll go Slide at 1. It's not even really that close. I think both George Clinton albums that I've heard at this point are unbelievable, and Slide is brilliant. So easily we're going to put that in number 1. But yeah, very, very distinct, one-of-a-kind list here. I like this list a lot. Shout out to Zayen. All right, next up we got Reiner, I don't know. The Benz, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, the Blue Album, Illinois, and Blonde. Solid list. The only one I really don't care for that much here is the Wilco album. I just never has really stood out to me as something that interesting, to be honest. So that would easily go at 5. What's the best out of this? Definitely, it's between Illinois and Blonde. It's really close between those two. I mean, they're such different albums. Younger me would have picked Blonde to be that number 1 spot. But we're gonna go Illinois at number 1. Probably his most impressive record. Sufjan's most impressive record. And then we'll go Blonde at 2. We'll go The Benz at 3. We'll go the Blue album at 4, and then we'll go the Wilco record at 5. All right, next up we got The Ghost. Ooh, spooky, The Ghost. A lot of Glow Part 2, which I love to see. I mean, I've said it again and again. It's my favorite album of all time. Forever Ago at 2, kind of a boring album. Bon Iver's just always felt a little bit overrated to me. I don't know, not quite for me. Illinois again, it's cool. A Soft Bulletin, I have not heard that Flaming Lips album, so I gotta put that on my list to get to. And then In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson, a prog rock essential classic. You know what the number 1 spot is gonna be. We're gonna go Glow Part 2. We're gonna go probably actually King Crimson at 2. I think that's a little bit better than Illinois, and then we'll go Illinois at 3. We'll go Bon Iver at 4, and then we'll go Flaming Lips at 5, just because I haven't heard the Flaming Lips, but chances are I would probably like that more than the Bon Iver record. Forever Go has some beautiful songs on it, but I just think it's a little bit overhyped. It's really not as interesting or even emotive as I think people make it out to be. So I wouldn't say I'm a Bon Iver hater, but just a little bit overhyped in my opinion. All right, next up we got Shrimp Tech. What a name. This is Happening at 1, Wish You Were Here, T-Pab, Worry, The Black Parade. Good variety here. Like to see some hip-hop. I mean, I wish we saw a little bit more hip-hop in these lists. But we had, Mad Villainy before. I guess Zayden's list had a little bit of hip-hop too, but I would go T-Pab at 1. It's not even close. I would go This Is Happening at 2. I would go Wish You Were Here at 3. Not one of my favorite Floyds, but definitely better than Worry. And I'm sorry, I would go MCR at 5. I don't think I'm emo enough, guys. I did react to that album and I enjoyed it on a first listen, but it's something I never come back to, and I really have no desire to. All right, next up here, we got Cringo, Downward Spiral at 1, Soundtracks for the Blind, Death Consciousness, Heavy Metal, Atrocity Exhibition. Wow. Okay. I like this list. This is probably one of my favorite lists so far. It is a little bit depressing, having the Downward Spiral and Death Consciousness on there, and Atrocity Exhibition is like kind of crazy. They're all very like dismal and depressing and, just kind of insane albums. Let's re-rank these. Let's do this. The only one I haven't heard here is Soundtracks for the Blind, which is, I've been meaning to get to. It's just so long. Actually, out of these, I'm going to go Heavy Metal at 1. That's the one I come back to the most out of this, and I think prefer the most out of this. We would go Downward Spiral at 2, probably. I would go Atrocity Exhibition at 3, Death Consciousness at 4, and then the Swans record at 5. But again, this is another person where like, I hope you're doing okay. I don't know, man. A couple albums where people are just like kind of losing their minds on these albums. So I hope you're doing fine. Next up, we got Drummer Boy Man Kid. What a name. I'm Wide Awake It's Morning. Very, very great album. Made me cry on a first listen. A Moon-Shaped Pool. Cool. Both Geese albums. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. What's going on here? He said, I know I'm cheating, but I don't care. Well, I care. What's going on here? What do you think this is? So we're going to choose for him. Or her, both Geese albums. Which Geese album do we think this person prefers? What do we think here? I would say they probably prefer Getting Killed. I don't know why. That's what I'm thinking. Bon Iver. Okay. 7 by Beach House. Man, you guys are really hitting me with stuff that I think is a little bit overrated. So if we're going Getting Killed, I would probably go A Moon-Shaped Pool at 1. I would go Getting Killed at 2. I'm Wide Awake It's Morning at 3. Probably the Bon Iver at 4, and then the Beach House at 5. Again, I couldn't really care less about Bon Iver and Beach House, but yeah, I think that's what I'll go with. Again, we're just choosing for them. You're a Getting Killed fan, and if you weren't before, now you are. I decided for you. There you go. All right, next up we got Steven. We got In Rainbows, Revolver, Carry On Low, cool, and Bringing It All Back Home. Cool to see Low in here. I recently reacted to that. Great little semi-ambient cut from Bowie's catalog. How would I rank these? That's the question. You got a lot of classics here. A lot of picks that are hard to argue with. I will say that. In Rainbows at 1. Or would I go Revolver above that? I don't know, actually. I would probably, yeah, let's go Inner Rainbows, then Revolver. Then I would probably go low, and then probably bring it all back home, and then carry in Lowell at 5, maybe? This one's tough. This is one of the harder lists to rank here. Again, just a lot of picks you can't really argue with, so shout out to Steven. And the last list of this video is Zach Mack here. I think he might have been in the last one too, or one of the previous ones. I don't know. He said these are pretty basic, but these mean a lot to me, and they open my eyes to what you can do with music. That's beautiful. Pink Floyd, Animals. Shout out to Animals. Again, it's my favorite Pink Floyd. Either or, When the Pawn, In Rainbows, and Ants from Up There. You're right, a little bit basic, but these are all great albums. I mean, I can't really complain with any of these picks. What would be number 1 here? I guess Ants from Up There would be 1 because it's a 10 for me. And then In Rainbows 2, I would go probably either or at 3. I think I prefer that a little bit more than Animals. We go Animals at 4, and then When the Pawn at 5. I don't think it's the strongest Fiona record. That's the one thing. Like, I think if you go Idler Wheel here, that's what I would go with. I mean, that's my favorite of hers. And then that would probably rank a little bit higher in this top 5. But yeah, there you go. There's my list. Shout out to Zach. There you go. There's the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want me to do another one of these, there are a lot of other submissions that I didn't get to in this video, so I might do a part 4, it would be at that point. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.